Hey everyone, welcome to our tutorial on how to quickly mark questions with short answers using Scooli software. As you know, here at Scooli, we help teachers automate their administrative workloads, and today we are going to be hopping into the marking section of our website, followed by the short answer section. We're going to start off with an assignment title so we can stay organized, and in terms of courses, I'm going to say this is going to be grade 5 history today. If you're not sure where to get started, feel free to download an example file with the exact data that we're going to be using today that looks like this. So pretending this is a quiz that has two different questions, as usual, the first column of our spreadsheet has to be our student identifier. So whether that's a name or a number or a nickname or an alias, completely up to you. And the subsequent columns contain the questions as a header, followed by our student answers underneath. And this is very typical. This is a very typical output, for example, for a Google form, a Microsoft form, or any other LMS that you're using that can export CSVs or spreadsheets with your student answers. Once you have your data looking like this, you can head back over into our application and upload your file. So I'm just going to find it here, upload it, and you'll notice that, as usual, you have your student identifier, the number of points they have, and then in this case, we have a tally at the bottom of each column for each question to let you know visually how well your students are doing at answering the questions you're asking them. So we're going to get started off with marking the first question, and we're going to say that Canada's capital is Ottawa. So I'm going to type it in, press enter, and you'll notice that as soon as I've done that, every time we see the word Ottawa in an answer, our question gets marked as correct. You can choose to add you can choose to add up to 3 keywords per question for now, and you can choose to assign a certain number of points for them. But because this was a straightforward question, I'm just going to leave it as 1. And for its second question, here is where Scooli really starts to shine, in that you can grade for multiple different types of answers. So you can use keywords to help you mark your students' work faster, knowing that not all of them are going to be giving you the same kinds of answers or even format them the same way. So I'm going to say the ideal answer for when Canada gained its independence is July 1st, 1867. I'm going to press enter, and you'll notice that students who've entered exactly what I did as some part of their answer get these questions marked as correct. For the second part, if, for example, someone chose 1867, then I'm going to highlight that, because to me that's a partially correct answer, and I'll take it. And last but not least, I'm going to say July 1867. And you'll notice that as soon as that's entered, once again, we have the highlighting to show that these answers are correct, and I can move on and really quickly see that, okay, the majority of my class actually understands what's going on. Now from there, when I'm ready, I can click download my report right here. So in case I want to use that data with an LMS, with an SIS, or whatever other software that you use to communicate with your colleagues or your parents or your students, you can go ahead and do that. And once you're done, this is what it looks like. So you'll notice that some students got both answers correct, some students got one answer correct. Really just depends on how you've chosen to mark things. And just to be nice, I decided that in this case, the student who decided to say that Canada's independence was 155 years ago gets a bonus point for actually doing the math on top of the historical understanding. Okay, so that has been really quickly our tutorial on how to mark multiple answers with